one day at a time. One day at a time, sweet Jesus, that's all I'm asking from you. Just give me the strength to do every day what I have to do. Because yesterday is gone, sweet Jesus, and tomorrow may never be mine. Lord, for my sake, teach me to take one day at a I'm only human. I'm just a woman. Help me believe.
It's a privilege that you always allow us on your screens. A very good evening to you. This is the Virtuous Woman's program coming to you live from the Insight Studios. And I am your host, Susie Osikening Georges. It's Mother's Month. It's Mother's Day. A mother whose place nobody can take, but she can take the place of all others. A mother who is a nurse, a mother who is an economist, a mother who is a doctor. I always remember my mom, who anything that is wrong with you, she has a solution to it. She has medication for anything that is wrong with you. Mothers, we are celebrating mothers today. Somebody says a mother is a mother's profession, or where it's a learning curve that we continue to learn and we never have enough of it. And so today we say to all biological mothers, to all spiritual mothers, and to all mothers who are playing the role of a mother in anybody's life, we want to wish all of you a happy Mother's Day. Mothers we hold them in high esteem because their profession as mothers, we can't compare it to any other thing. And so today this program is to support all women, to support all mothers, for them to know that we are grateful for everything that they do in our lives, and of course to celebrate ourselves also. It is the time of the month or the week where we talk about our pregnancy diary. We know every woman has a story to tell. Every mother has a pregnancy story. Gone are the days when it was a taboo to talk about such things. But thank God that some of us, like you and I, have come to the understanding that sharing such stories will encourage somebody. Sharing such stories will help somebody in the near future. Sharing such stories will let somebody understand that God is still in his miracle business. And so if you're a mother or you're a woman and you are waiting on God for the fruit of the womb, he can still do it. Sharing such stories will bring healing to the wounded. It will also bring fulfillment to the one who is still wondering whether she is having it right with motherhood. And so this program aims at supporting, encouraging all mothers and mothers in waiting in anything that they do, so that they will make informed choices in their journey to motherhood. It is overwhelming that we have such two beautiful ladies who have accepted that they will share their pregnancy diary with us. It is a journey before, during, and after pregnancy. They are here to share with us. These beautiful ladies, there is one thing about every pair or threes that come onto this program. They have something in common. They are mothers, they are wives, they are mothers who also have a ministry with children. Help me welcome, right from the comfort of their from the comfort of their own homes, Lady Mrs. Doreen Oheming. You are so much welcome to the Virtuous Women's Program.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be on this program. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. We also have with us, joining us also from the UK, Lady Amma Eje Boshen. You are very much welcome, Lady Amma.
Thank you, Lady Susie. Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Wow, we are also so much happy to have you on the Virtuous Women's Program to share your pregnancy diary with us. We are diving right into it. We want to know a little about these beautiful ladies. For those who don't know us, to know them better. And for those we know them, to know much more about their lives. So, Lady Amma, can you tell us a bit about yourself so that we will know you?
A bit about myself.
Yes.
Where do I start from? That question always gets me thinking. I am an event planner and decorator, a voluntary support worker. I volunteer in my children's school and also as a support worker. I volunteer in the church as children's service teacher, adult service teacher, Sunday school teacher, and also as a young people's mentor and basic skill trainer. And I am a stay-home mom.
Stay-home mom, which is also a ministry, remember. It is a ministry. Stay-home mom, it is also a ministry. Lady Doreen, can we please know you better? Update us on what you have been through all this while.
Thank you very much. As you said, my name is Mrs. Doreen Ohime. I'm a mom of 2 little girls. I'm a care support worker in my local area hospital, and I'm also a freelance tree interpreter. I have been married for nearly 4 years now. I used to be a children's Sunday school teacher, and at the moment it's on hold, which very soon I will pick it up and continue.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow, I told you. They have something in common. They have something in common. They are mothers, they are wives, and then they also have a ministry with children. Ladies, I know that when we want to get as today's woman, when you want to get married, you read a lot. You want to have everything on point, so you read a lot. When I want to know, how expectant were you when you were ready to have children? How expectant were you when you wanted to conceive? Lady Doreen.
Thank you. Actually, when I was about to get married, I discussed with my husband because I was then living in Italy and he was in UK. So me moving to UK, and even with him in UK, he was somewhere else. He was in Scotland, and we have to move into London. So it was a hasty decision. So we decided that, okay, when we get married, why don't we hold on for a year before having children? But after married, I was advised by my lovely Ekuma that it's better to, decide now, because we women, our hormones are something else. So it's better to start trying now. You never know, because at times you need to wait. It has to take time and stuff. So I took the advice on board, and then we decided that okay, let's try. And fortunately or unfortunately, my first one was a miscarriage. So I became very expectant each and every single month, expecting that you will get every. I used to buy this kit, pregnancy kit, a lot, every month you are tested. Every month you are tested. So, and during my first miscarriage too, they discovered that I have fibroids, and that was something else. Some of the clinicians were saying that it could have the miscarriage could have been caused by the fibroid because it's quite big, and it could have caused that pregnancy to be a miscarriage. So I was very worried then, but we went to one consultant who advised us that we are very young, so he's not going to touch me. He's just going to leave us to keep on trying. And fortunately, within 3 months, I got pregnant, and I found it when I was at work, and it was something else altogether. So I just texted my husband that I'm feeling a bit funny. So when I got home, I just tested, and it was 2 red lines. Really, so I took a picture of it. I kept the pregnancy test also. So when he came home, I just told him, and we were so happy, and that was how expectant I was.
Wow, Lady Amma, how was it for you?
With my first pregnancy, I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting to have a baby, to get pregnant. It wasn't part of my plan. And it wasn't part of my plan because I felt I was young, and I wanted to build a career first. So it wasn't something I was considering at the moment. But what I realized with my pregnancy experience is that my faith played a major role in every pregnancy that I had. And so the first one, I call her gift of God, because like I said, I wasn't expecting it. She was a surprise, a big surprise, and a special gift from God, because then at that point of my life, I had my plans, I had things in place that I was focusing on, but God gave her to me despite my not looking for it, despite my not expecting it. He decided to give me a gift, whether I wanted it or not. And I believe He used that to prove to me that I can have my plans, I can have things in place, but He's got bigger and better ones for me. And I'm so glad that He changed my plans and He brought her into my life, because like I said, she has been a gift right from the day she was born. Her life, I remember when I had her, for the first 1 year, I didn't have a need to buy diapers or wipes, baby clothes. I had so much given to me in gifts. I was so blessed in the way that I can't even explain. But that was all part of God's plan to prove to me that when He has a plan for us, He provides for us as well. Okay, so she was a gift that I wasn't expecting, and the rest of them, the second baby, yes, I was ready for it and I prepared for it. When I found out I was pregnant, I was very excited because I was ready to have another baby, and I was glad I didn't have to wait. So I felt really blessed to have the baby quite quickly, and the third one happened the same way as well. So yeah, my expectations have been quite quite high when I put up my mind to, it's time for me to have another baby. But I'll say the first one was the best, the biggest excitement of them all, because I wasn't really looking forward to it. I wasn't expecting it, and then to find out I'm pregnant and having a baby when I wasn't looking, it was a real joy.
Wow, thank God. Sometimes we plan, but God also has a better plan for us, and we need to accept them as it happens. Wow. But ladies, before we dive into the whole pregnancy journey thing, What is this very one thing, one hardest thing about being pregnant? Can you share with us, Lady Amma?
My hardest thing is eating. Eating. I don't start eating early, later on, and then I start eating. Oh my God, I eat a lot. I eat a lot. I can't help it, and it's hard for me because after I've had a baby, then I need to lose the weight. I need to lose the weight. So that's one hard thing that being pregnant I find very hard, and then also wearing your socks. That is something that took me a while to learn. It took me a while to get the trick on how to wear my own socks when there's no one around. Yeah, that was very hard to do.
Lady Amma, you are talking about socks. Should I say something? Or I should just leave it?
Go ahead.
No, I don't have to say it here. There is one thing every pregnant woman finds it very, very difficult to do. And it is hard for you to let somebody do it for you. Think about it. Those who know it, you can just comment it and we'll read it out. Lady Doreen, what is this one thing that is so hard for you to do as a pregnant woman that you will never forget?
Okay. Aside what Lady Amma mentioned, the socks and putting on your shoes, that one. The other one was the sleeping. You know, the sleeping position when your bum becomes bigger. And you need to, sideways. At times, I will sleep on my right side. I'm always sleeping on the right side. So my hip bone, I have this. Those who know me, when I stand, I have a way of standing. And if you touch that place, you might hurt yourself. So this hip bone, became so tender that anytime that I sleep at that position, I can feel pain over there. So this sleeping position was a big problem to me. I think that's the hardest that I quite remember.
Wow.
Yeah.
The answers are coming. Should I read them out? Okay, let's see something on Facebook. Mr. Skinny is wishing Mama Susie a happy Mother's Day. Mr. Sukeni, please, the Mama Susie, are you referring to your mother or you are referring to your wife? Because they have the same name. Or it is for both of us. Let's go on. Lady Judith is also saying happy Mother's Day. We have Nadine Osei Eje. I can see a name there similar to Lady Amma's name. It said that's my mentor. Lady Juliana Isel says very interesting. Thank you, one of God, for staying with us. Mr. Sikeni said that's God. His ways are perfect. Let me go to the part that I like. Who is answering our question? Lady Julie says that I know it. Please say it. I won't say it. I won't say it. Lady Amasewa Sapon says, should I say it? It is what? She said it's shaving. That is one very hard thing you can't do when you are pregnant. Or you go for help, or you try to do it so often that you don't need to work more at it. Only women can understand. Let's go on. Let's dive right into your pregnancy journey, the whole pregnancy journey. Lady Doreen, can you walk us through your beautiful pregnancy journey, the whole pregnancy journey?
The whole journey. Okay, the whole journey. I will start with my first. As I found out from work, I was feeling funny, and I'll be going to the loo often. And anytime that I go, I need to vomit something out, and I said, this is it. You've already informed yourself with the online information and everything. So when you feel funny, you can see that, I think that the thing has happened. So definitely. So that was it. And I was very fit with my first one. very fit. So anytime I go to work, I'm just going up and down, up and down. I just want people to see the glow that you have is so special that you're just going out, and I fit into all my dresses. I don't remember wearing maternity dress.
Wow.
So and I also did fit into all my uniforms. So you dress up, everything tight on you. You're just going up and down, and it's so nice. And you have I can eat all right. I do all things. When I come home, I'm full of energy. But with the second one, that was totally different. Different. So we think then this one, the gender is different. If the feeling is different,
then the gender is different.
Gender is different. So, because I already have a girl firstborn, so the feeling was different. Definitely, the gender is also different. And my mom's side, she doesn't have a male, granny, and my in-law side too, she also doesn't have a male granny. So we were thinking, oh, I'm the one, I'm the one coming to give them the boy. So afterwards, everything, passing through the 3 months difficulties, the vomiting, I wasn't able to eat with the second one. It was very, very difficult for me to eat, and sleeping too. I remember if I have to sleep, I have this bottle that I keep in orange juice in. Anytime I wake up, I need to sip the orange juice just to keep me, my mouth a bit juicy, because I was always dry and you can't really sleep, and I need to take all else out. I need a bowl that I will be, that thing you'll be vomiting everything inside. So this orange juice kept me going throughout the night. So one day I was just feeling a bit better, and I just said to myself, no, I think I better start going out, and because I tried everything with my first one. I used chewing stick anytime I have chewing stick in my mouth. So this one too, I tried, it didn't work. I tried ginger, I tried everything, bitter cola, I tried almost everything, and it didn't work. So I just said to myself, you know what, I'm just going to start work, and if I go to work, I will just strengthen myself. I will force myself to get the energy because you can't go and lie down at work. You need to get the energy to be going up and down. So I decided, and with my husband, and I started working. Anytime I get break, or anytime I get a little time, I need to rush to the loo, vomit a bit, wash myself and keep myself clean. I have this chewing gum, that mint chewing gum, I need to keep in my mouth always. So the second one was very difficult, and I also love the pamper. I always get breakfast in bed when I was pregnant. Lately, I hardly get it, but during pregnancy,
don't worry,
it was something that
you can get pregnant again, and you will get it.
I don't think so. So it was one of the best, breakfast in bed. I love breakfast, so if I'm giving breakfast in bed, it's something that I really appreciate a lot. Yeah.
Wow. Lady Amma, share with us your pregnancy journey.
My pregnancy journey. Like I said, I think the majority of it was faith-based, was to improve me as a person and spiritually. The whole pregnancy was quite smooth. I'm quite blessed. My pregnancies are not difficult from conception to labor. Not much of an incident. The normal symptoms everybody experience, mine don't really drag or last or stress me out that much. And I'm quite strong when I'm pregnant. I'm very fit as well, very active. I'm a very active, hyper person. So I stay the same. The only incident I had with my first one was, it was my first pregnancy. I overdue, and my waters broke. But at the test, it was my first pregnancy, so I wasn't even aware. I've read everything about it and all that, but when the waters broke, I was still doubting. And because I wasn't in pain, I had high expectations. I would be in a lot of pain and all that. But I wasn't in that pain, so I guess I was just still waiting. And the days were just passing by, and I overdue. And so the baby started stressing. So it was during a conversation with my sister, my elder sister, that came up, and then I gave her a description of what was happening, and she said, okay, you need to go to the hospital. Oh, this is not normal, and you need to insist they take care of you. When I went, because I was not in pain or anything, so they said, go back home. It was on my way back that I met one nurse who said, no, the baby is stressed, we need to admit you and then get you into labor immediately. So that took me a while. I went into labor, I had a C-section, and like I said, that baby at that point in that journey of my life was a gift from God. And the second baby, I was expecting, everything was planned, and the baby came to me. Like Mommy Doreen said, the symptoms were all different, you know, and I have smooth pregnant, but you can still tell the difference. This baby was very strong and very active, and my tummy was quite large than the first one. So everybody was saying, oh, this is a boy, this is a boy, and I completely believed it was a boy, you know. And the funny thing is, scan couldn't tell. I did scan 2 times, and it still wouldn't tell me the gender of the baby. Now, at that time in my life, the journey I was on was really strong self-doubt. I was doubting myself in ministry. I was doubting my abilities. I was doubting myself as a person. And I believe that was a time that God used that baby to confirm to me that it doesn't matter who you are, where you are, qualifications, it all doesn't matter to him. If he decides on you, if he chooses you, he has a reason and he has chosen you. That is the bottom line of it. That baby, I believe, was a boy. And when I went into labor and they gave me my daughter, I just started laughing. The whole thing was very funny, and I thought, God, you've really pulled a good one on me. This is a really this is a really good joke you put on me, because I completely believe if I hadn't had a baby before that baby, I would have gone shopping for male things, to be very honest, because everything proved that it was going to be a boy, and I strongly believe all the people around me, everyone believed that was going to be a boy. But you know, he proved that to me that yes, it doesn't matter. And I said to myself, he's really worthy of my praise. For him to think somebody like me is worthy, you know, to be called, to be used in his kingdom, to serve a purpose, then he is really worthy of my praise. So I named that baby, God is worthy of my praise, because he brought me lots of, God made me, I don't know how to put it, his praise was on my lips. You know, I wasn't expecting that I'll come this far, especially in ministry. Like I said, I'm a stay-home mom. I'll come to that, Mami Susie. Let's talk about that stay-home thing from my experience.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was a really good experience for me to feel God is really worthy of my praise. And the third baby, I was in a journey whereby I was in desperate need of something, and I was asking and praying about it. And I had reached a point whereby God has proven to me in so many ways what He's capable of. But that baby, what He showed me with that baby was just amazing. You know, I've been through a little bit, but I'll say enough. But I was sat in a place whereby my life was to be decided, authorities was to be made about my life, but then everything changed in my favor in that just short time, that instant. You know, everything. As I was going into that situation, I didn't have any. Everything was against me. There was not anything that to hold on to. All I knew was, you know what, I've come this far, I've gotten to this place, I'll just trust God. And when the time came, everything changed. Within a few seconds, everything changed. And the decision that was to be made against me was being made against other people. he proved to me that, he has authority. And I felt that this is divine favor. This is just divine favor. I have just found favor in his eyes. And so I named that baby Favored. But my experiences have been quite a faith-based thing, but they've been experiences that, like I said, has really brought me to the point where I am as a person and spiritually as well. And the pregnancy's been smooth. Yes, I do the spitting, I do the nausea, I don't like waking up in the mornings. I'm not a morning person, so lying in, I enjoy during pregnancy. I get a chance to really enjoy myself. Yeah, so that has been my experience so far.
Wow. Through the pain and all that, God shows up. Sometimes they say he shows up late, but when he's showing up, he shows up so big and he surprises us. We are so much grateful as mothers that even in our crisis and our pains, God, he shows himself strong in our pain. We cannot talk about pregnancy and everything without stressing on the arrival of what we were expecting to receive from God. That is the labor and the delivery of the baby when we first held our babies in our arms. And so, Lady Doreen, when you first held your princess in your arms, what was the feeling like? We can't omit that from this conversation. How was the feeling?
I was induced with my two pregnancies. I was both induced because with the first one I had high BP that during my 40 weeks check, my BP was extremely high that they said I have to be induced. So we didn't prepare, but I had my bag at the boot because I knew that from 40 weeks anything can happen. So when the consultant came in and said your BP is extremely high that we can't let you go home, so you have to be induced. Yeah, I went to antenatal classes, so I had I knew something about the induction, so I said, okay. So they came in and explained everything to before they do something to you, they need to seek your consent and everything, and they have to make sure that you understand what they're about to do. So I just gave my consent to them and they induced me, and I remember the midwife telling me that because you're a first-time mom, and with first-time mom, at times you need to be induced twice before you begin to dilate, for labor to come. So I said, okay. So I just sat there and they did what they had to do, and she said after 12, they need to monitor me after 12 hours, and if I'm still not dilating, the second one will just go on. And I said, okay. So I just sat there and I said, okay, I need to wait because I'm a first-time mom. And I think after a few hours, 2 or 3 hours after the induction, I started feeling funny, pain and everything. And I said, but they said for first-time moms, you need to be induced twice before you feel dilated. But I can still feel pain. It was just happening, The distance was the gap was a bit, long. So it started happening frequently. So I had to, but I was just in pain. I was in serious pain. So I told my husband that no, this is what the midwife said. So what is happening to me? So we had to ask for someone to come in, and they did examine me, and they said, oh, I'm 6 centimeters dilated, so I need to be rushed to the delivery suite for them to start preparing, because any moment from now I would be delivering. And the pain was so severe, my husband told me that I'm making noise. I just paused. I don't know where the strength just came. I just paused and I just stood there and I just looked at him and really? Is that he believed what the midwife said because he wasn't expecting it as I was at the same time. So I said, "Are you sure of what you are making noise? Do you know the pain that I'm going through that I'm making noise?" I wasn't screaming on top of my voice. I was just, and that was what I think I was doing. So I had to be rushed to the delivery suite and everything, the pushing and everything started. And they gave him gas and air to be given to me. Instead of him putting the gas and air in my mouth for me to, inhale it to get the strength to carry on, he said his sister told him that with the gas and air, if you take in too much, you feel dizzy and you won't be able to push. So instead of him helping me with the gas and air, he was just, delaying tactics and not giving me me too, I'm in pain. This is what I can do too. He said he's not going to give me too much of the gas and air. And gradually, I just, kept on with what I was being instructed. When the pain started coming, the baby is pushing down, then I need to push. I remember one of my senior colleague, just advised me that, Doreen, always, when you are in the delivery suite, always listen to the midwife. Don't push when they say stop. Don't push. If you listen to them, you'll be able to deliver safely and you won't have any tears. So I always had this thing at the back of my mind. Anytime they tell me to push because they can monitor it on the screen. Anytime then I push. If they tell me to stop, I make sure, because after all the pains, I make sure that I have that hearing, to listen to them so that I don't get any tear. Because I was scared with some of the tests that they have to the degrees and those extents that you have to go. So I was just paying attention, and fortunately, gradually with the pushing and start listening to the midwife, my husband was just standing there. The head is coming. The head is coming. Continue. So I just, gathered all my effort and energy, and I did this biggest push, and boom.
You came out.
Came in. Oh, I was giving the baby that. All that I remember saying is that thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. I think I said thank you, Jesus, more than 1 minute. That was because I couldn't believe myself, Oh, this is a baby. I was just shaking all over because I was so surprised that me too. I'm a mother. I've become a mother because when I think back with all the fibroids, with all the visits, with all, all the consultation that we went in with people giving me different opinions, I never imagined that, that moment would come. So all that I can remember was, thank you, Jesus, when I held my baby on my chest. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Wow.
That was
the rewarding moment when you hold your baby in your arms. Nothing can be compared to it. Lady Amma, share with us, when you held your baby in your hand, what was the feeling like?
The first one, like Lady Doreen, and it was long inducements and cesarean, so I was very tired, and I was just there laying down in my bed, and they brought the baby to me, and my baby was hungry, so she didn't even give me a chance to react. Because it was very hungry, snacking on her fingers, and the midwives were like, okay, feed her, you need to feed her, this baby's really hungry. So I just took her and just gave her food. So there was no time to woos and gas about her. But afterwards, when we were left alone, I just looked down at this precious gift that I've been given, and I was just amazed that I'm a mom.
Yeah.
I have a baby in my hands. This small person relies on me. How did I even get here? Yeah. The second one, like I said, I just laughed when the baby came out and they said it was a girl. I took her and I was still laughing. It was just laughter throughout. That was my reaction. The third one, I was very grateful, just like Lady Doreen. I was just thanking God. I was like, yes, God, you said it, you have done it, you've proven yourself. And I was just giving him praise. And I was looking at my baby's face, and he's a boy. I have 2 girls and then 1 boy. He's a boy, but he has the same face as the girls. And I was just thinking, Okay, it's going to be very interesting.
Wow.
It's going to be very interesting. The baby pictures all look the same.
The
So
same.
how am I going to know who is who? Yeah, that was my reaction. when I thought
Wow,
at
so
that point.
beautiful. So beautiful. We have some comments still on Facebook. We have Mary. Again, he says strong woman during pregnancy and takes part in all activities with the children. Wow, that is to Lady Amma. Somebody is writing to Mami Tando says Lady Amma, even in her heavy stages, looks sharp. There is nothing in front of her. That is to Lady Amma. Then Mr. Sekeni said definitely it pays to trust God. Yeah. Lady Elsie said yes, strong woman on her heels. Oh, okay. Lady Amma. Wow, very, very strong. Kofi Ejapon is wishing us all a happy Mother's Day. Wow, we have Emma Tando says the joy comes the last by God's grace. We thank God. We have Aliens it says these stories are beautiful. Yeah, one of the beautiful stories that you can ever hear women talk about is their pregnancy journey. You feel tickled when you hear these stories shared. One of, let's say, as every mother, there are certain times, especially when you are a new mom, you find children go through a lot of changes. Sometimes you find your child crying for a very long time and you don't understand what is wrong. He or she is healthy but cries so much for a very long time. They call it colic. When the baby cries for a very long time, long hours, and for a very long time, like 2-3 weeks, still crying, and you don't understand what they are going through. Another thing is when babies have rashes. I can be sure that 99% of mothers can attest to this, rashes, and you don't even know what type of, it is not heat rash, but you don't understand. You will be given lots of pomades to be used on these rashes and they never work. But mommies, I want to ask, have you ever experienced anything of such? Not specifically with colic or with rashes, but any other thing when you nearly had your baby. Lady Doreen, has it ever happened to you?
Yeah, with my second baby, she had jaundice. Yeah, we know that jaundice is common in babies, and it just goes away with after a few days if you put them under the sunlight and stuff. But with my baby, her jaundice was extremely high. I'm saying extremely high because during her physical check, that was when the clinician realized that my baby color has changed. You can see, so with the jaundice, you can see from the eye becomes yellow. And the body also becomes yellow. Because the baby was clothed, you won't, and the eye wasn't that yellow, you won't see from the body. So I didn't notice. Then my baby was a day old, so because I had normal delivery, they were just doing all the checkups so that I'll be able to come home. But during the checkups, that was when they found out that the baby is having jaundice. And when she was checked for the jaundice, it was extremely high. She was at the peak of the chart. When we go to school, the pie chart and that graph thing, she was at the top. And if she's not treated, it could damage the brain.
The brain, yeah.
So they have to gather all the aspects, because of when the result came and it was extremely high, they have to gather all the aspects. And me too, I was so much in pain because I was already tired. anytime I give birth, I have complication with my placenta. So I've also gone through a second labor altogether. So I was just completely tired. And my husband too was very tired, so he had to come back home, wash time, and then come to the hospital again. And they came in, all the teams. When all the teams start drawing the curtains, then you see that something has gone wrong. So when they all came in, they all walked to me. What's going on? They came to explain that, oh, your baby's jaundice is very high, so she need treatment. Either they do the phototherapy or the exchange transfusion. The phototherapy is where they put you under some lights, for days, and for the pigments, the yellow pigments that is it has accumulated in the body, has to break down, and come in like urine or poo for the baby to get well. And the exchange transfusion is when your baby, they have to remove the blood using the catheter, a tube, and at one point the blood donor too will be at the other side transfusing, blood to the baby. So they decided that at that point they will do the phototherapy. So we have to go to the high dependency unit in the neonatal unit for my baby to be treated. And me, I can't even walk. I need to be holding, the walls so that I can follow my baby. I can't leave them to, go alone with the baby. I need to follow. What if you don't want me to now? What if they exchange my baby? All those ideas and all those stuff. So I need to gather all the strength that I have, to follow them to a different, building all together. I couldn't get someone to bring me around, so I just have to gather all the strength. And my husband too is not there, so I need to follow them. And I did follow them, and they took my baby in. They have to look for a vein in my babies, a day-old baby. Imagine, even with the grown-up, when you are, as a phlebotomist, you are taking blood. Sometimes it's difficult for you to even get adult vein. Not talking of baby's vein. Yes, so it was so difficult. They need to put this red light so that they'll be able to identify.
Wow, sorry, Lady Doreen is off. Okay. Then we'll go on with Lady Amma. You can continue for us whilst we wait for Lady Doreen to show up again. We are talking about anything that you experienced from the beginning, like when you were holding your baby in your hand, the first month or first 2 months, if you ever experienced anything of such. Lady Amma.
I didn't experience anything like that. It was a bit later when the baby was much older that I had something small. It wasn't really major like Lady Doreen was saying. There was a rash on her, and it was just a small rash, and then suddenly it was all over her body. And she was very itchy. We didn't know what it was. We rushed her to the emergency, and when we got there, the way the emergency is, you can so we went. And when it was time for the doctors to see her, the rash has disappeared. So it was a bit. It was an experience that taught me one thing, if nothing at all, that mothers, we need to be calm. We need to be calm, no matter the situation. We need to have our heads on straight. We need to think calmly and assure the children and the husbands involved, when something happened, because children are very strong, despite their fragile appearances. When we got to the hospital, this rash, whatever it was, had disappeared, and we were sent back home. But all that panicking and stressing, it didn't really help out. It didn't really help out. So that was one thing that I learned. I think that was what it helped me with the rest of them. Anything I see, I don't start panicking yet, because I know that they have a way of recovering. Their bodies have a way of recovering, and then I seek medical attention calmly and do what needs to be done.
Yeah, I believe that too. Like, for instance, the rashes we are talking about, it happens so much that you want to find a solution to it immediately. But I also, with pregnancies one after the other, you understand that they are not things that you need to be bothered about, because with time you can use 100 types of pomade. When it says it won't go, it won't go, but with time it will go by itself. So new moms, you might see all these things. You don't have to get yourself wet out, but you just have to be calm, and then it will be okay. Lady Doreen, you are much welcome again. Don't
Thank
worry.
you. So sorry,
No.
my line went off.
Yeah, you were talking about baby having jaundice and the treatment. Did they talk about maybe the causes, or and then if you are a new mom, and what are some of the things that you need to look out for if you happen to have a baby and you realize he's having jaundice?
Okay. With they said it was my blood group. They said my blood group and my babies were just conflicting, couldn't, they were not in agreement with each other. So that was what, according to their investigation, that was what they said. But I think afterwards I came back and, I read a lot about it, and I think it's all about eating habits. We have to be careful, very, very careful with the choice of meals that we eat. We need to be extremely careful with that. That was what I read. They told me that was what they said, but I thought, I sat and thought a lot about it, and I think probably my eating habits also could have caused that to also happen. Though they said it's blood related issue, but so we need to be, as new moms or as expectant mommy, when you are eating, you need to the choice of food and especially the fatty side, you have to be very, very careful. The oils, all those stuff, we need to be very, very careful when we are eating.
Wow, so we all mothers need to be careful when you have your baby in your arm. I know we do watch a lot, but watch them, this jaundice. When I was also reading to it, they talked about the fact that they can have brain damage. Wow.
Yes.
Throughout the journey, you have your baby in your arm, and then no, it will happen to us. So let us be careful and then be watchful that when it happens, you take the necessary approach for the baby to be okay. Wow. Let me make you people, take you on the spot. Let me ask. You have, Lady Doreen has 2 girls and Lady Amma has 3. When you are going out as a mom, I want to see your bag, like let's check we are cross-checking the things that you have in your bag. I know when we were single, you could just pick your purse, then you'll be holding it like this, you'll be going in your heels. But now that babies are around, when you are going out, what are some of the things that you go through and some of the things that you need to pack into your bags? Lady Doreen.
Okay, with my first experience, as a first-time mom, with the first one, there were certain things that I didn't know. So with the second one, I knew almost everything. So at the moment, I have 2 bags. That yes, I have to. I have the normal bag that when I'm going out, church programs and stuff, I have that normal bag, and I have one casual bag that I have all the changes, all the food, those takeaway food and stuff that I have inside, all the crepes, all the biscuits, the necessary biscuits that I have packed inside. So when I'm going out, when I'm going to church, I always check a night before, so that I won't waste much time during that day. I check if I have all the changes in the bag. Those that I don't have, I make sure that I add up, I top up to it. And with the casual one too, like when I'm taking the baby for a walk, I'm going to the children's center, I'm going to town center and all those places. I also have all the changes in the bag. I have the food, the biscuits, everything. I have my pen. I make sure that I love putting things down. So I even have pen and notepad in the. My husband always say I'm antique because I have notes on my phone that I can put. I can write them, but I prefer writing them with my pen. That I have all the changes. I make sure that I top up with those that I don't have. Make sure that everything is inside. And if I'm going for a ride in the car, I have the changes too. I have the diapers, I have the wipes, I have the babes and muslin square, everything. I have some biscuits, that I've packaged it very well. We have water that we've packaged it very well in the car. So at times you just want to go for a ride, you don't know. So in case we are going, we have everything inside that we won't, I'm not worried that in case anything happens, I have all the changing clothes and all the. So this is what the first one taught me. So I'm fully prepared. If I have to go out, I know where the bag is. I just grab it and off we go. It's not about coming to pack everything together. So this is what I've done.
Yeah, men always say that in a woman's bag you can find everything from A to Z. Anything you want. When you ask her, she can find it in for you. Lady Amma, packing your diaper bag. What's your checklist?
Just like Lady Doreen, my first baby, I had a lot in my bag. But one thing that I kept forgetting was change of clothing. I always forgot to pack that. And I had experiences that made me realize it's very important to pack that change of clothes, because you never know what to expect with kids. A lot of things can happen that they need their clothing change. I also have different bags for different places. So my bags are always packed. I have my diapers and my wipes, which is a must in all my bags. I have creams and stuff like that, all of them in the bags, and I have bags for different places. So I have more than 2 bags. I have more than 2 bags. I have bags all over. I just grab them, go. And when I come back from wherever that I have been to, the first thing I do is replace my diaper or check that I have not used the diaper. Just replace the diaper and make sure that I have the diaper for the next trip or wherever that I'm going. So I have hospital bags. I have, now that they're older, we have swimming bags, we have dance bags. As soon as the new bag for school, the old one becomes somewhere's bag.
Yeah.
It's packed and ready to go. It's packed and ready to go wherever that we are going. So when it's time, we just grab and go. It's very important to be prepared as a mother, because you never know with children. It can be very unpredictable, and we mothers are always running late. Always running late because there's always something last minute that we need to get done. So when you have the bag prepared in advance, you have everything that you need in it. It's so easy to just grab and go, and then save yourself a little bit of time and stress in the long run.
Wow, we are always late. But thank God our men understand. Even if they don't, they will still have to understand that we are always late because we are the ones who need to pack those bags. Sometimes you even have to put your own clothes in your bag because anything can happen. Anything can happen. So, mommies, looking back, you have had 1, you have had 2. What are some of the advice you can give to our young ladies upcoming? As a first-time mom, some of the mistakes you think you made that you can advise our ladies to know. Lady Amma.
My mistake. It will sound very weird, and it will sound very weird, and even a bit of a show off. But it's a mistake, and it's something that, if you are not careful, it can really affect your life and cause you a lot of problems and pain. And personally, I am a very independent person. I'll say overly independent physically. I challenge myself to get things done on my own. It's not because I don't need help. I need help. Everybody needs help. I need help. I really would do with the help. But to me, and maybe it's because of the way my background is, the way I grew up. I grew up in a very independent way, so I've always seen things as a challenge to me to make me much stronger. So I always challenge myself to get it done, even if I can't do it, to push myself that extra. Yeah, so personally, that has been a mistake. That has been a mistake, and as a mother, the initial start of my training. That is how I got my children. And those who know me knows my children the way they are. They're very independent. Most people see them their age and they can't believe at the moment. I have two daughters and two daughters, 8, 5, and a 2-year-old boy. On a regular basis, they don't even need me for anything. They wake up, do their breakfast, eat, get dressed, ready for school. All I do is just drive them to school. My 2-year-old, he knows where to grab the bread, get the milk from the fridge. If it's light, he can pour it himself in a cup. If it's not light, he'll bring it to you with his cup, and then you do it for him. So they are very independent. And the women in our family are strong-willed type of people, determined, risk takers, and all that. So my children are naturally like that. Now, why I'm saying it's my mistake, or it's something that I would say I've learned from, and I would say I don't want anyone to get to that point, because I thank God I didn't get to that point. I thank God, I really thank God I didn't get to that point. It's because of this overly independent, you can do it yourself. My sister called it superwoman tactics, your superwoman tactics. You're always trying to be a superwoman. It makes people around you, your loved ones, think that you are very capable, and so nobody offers you the help that you need. And if you're somebody like me, because they're not offering you, you not also ask for it. And so you end up having so much to do, you end up being stressed, your health and everything will become affected. Okay. We all need people, we all need help. We should be able to learn to be able to count on people, to be able to ask for that help. It doesn't make us weak, or it doesn't mean that we are not able to do it. Sometimes we don't even need the help, but it's just nice. You bring a family together, you bring that closeness, when you just let people in to help you. And I learned from my experiences, because when I had my first baby, I had a cesarean, and I had the operation. I was weak. I shouldn't be moving about and all that. My mom was working then, and so she asked a friend who was on pension to come and help me out. This woman will come all the way from her house, come and help me, and I will end up cooking and cleaning after her. So 3 days, she said, I'm not coming anymore, because she's so, equipped to do it herself. Then I didn't know any better. But the lady then needed the companion as well. She needed to come out of her house, get a bit of exercise, get somebody to talk to, because she was on pension, But I pushed her away in my ignorance, And so I've come to realize that it's good to be very independent, and honestly, I wouldn't do it anyway, because I'm still learning. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. If you ask me, let me help you, I'll tell you, oh, I'm fine. Before I think again and say, oh yeah, please do help me. Those of you who know me know that, yes, I'm that type of person. But I've come to realize that don't be too overly. Don't let it be too much. Learn to let people in. Learn to let people help you, especially when you have children. You will need the help. Even we natural mothers who have easy pregnancies, come natural. I say I'm a natural mother because I've always been a mother right from childhood, taking care of other people's children. And as you can see, I'm a children's service teacher. I've been for 10 years now. So it comes natural to me. Taking care of children kind of comes a bit natural to me. But even with that, we still need help. There are a lot that we can learn from people. There are a lot that people can help us, because life can be so unpredictable. You don't know when you need to up and go, and you need somebody to help you take care of your child, or you need somebody to be there for that child. Okay, and as a Sunday school teacher, these children come into the children's service room, and they are no more with their mom, and I become their mom. And so I'm able to help them. So I would say that it's something that we should be very careful about. We shouldn't be too overly independent. We should let people in. We should train our children to ask for help when they need. We shouldn't let them be too capable, of their own, because as they are growing up, they'll be dealing with people, and they will need them to be able to learn to ask for help. It's very important children learn how to ask for help, not to be able to put everything inside. With this recent times, mental problems is very high. If the children are not asking for help, then they are putting everything inside and they're not able to deal with it, and they start behaving and acting in ways that we don't understand. But it's because sometimes the way that we brought them up to be so self-sufficient that they are not able to share whatever that is wrong with them. Yeah, so that is what I'll say almost became my mistake. But I thank God that God made it a strength and God used it. He knowing best, used it for the good of everyone, because it's brought me where I am today. I'm trained to be a support worker, to be able to help people and teach people to learn to ask for help. So it hasn't been all bad, and it's what has helped me in my ministry. I'm a trainer, I'm a mentor. I teach these children ways to ask for help, ways to find help for themselves and use their own potential to the very best. So yes, it's a very good thing to be independent. You're able to help other people improve themselves and be self-sufficient and reliable and all that. But just make sure that you don't go way too far. You know the limit. Pace yourself. Yeah.
Wow. Through pain, she was able to discover her own ministry. Lady Doreen, what are some of the mistakes you think you made as a new mom, as an advice to any upcoming mom?
Mine is impulse buying. Though I had people who advised me about buying things for baby, but as a first time mom, you want everything to be special for your baby. You want almost everything in the world for your baby, so you'll be buying unnecessary things, and at the end of the day it will be sitting in the shelves, doing nothing. It will be occupying space, doing nothing, and it will be waste of money at the end of the day. So buying unnecessary things, and we should be very, very careful. Buy what you need first. It's a gradual process. The clothing shop, they are not closing. So buy few things at a time. Buy things that you need at that moment, at that point of time. Just relax, and as time goes on, if you think you need more, then you can buy more. But sometimes, you just want to buy everything and keep it. Whilst the shops are not closing, it's not going anywhere. So we need to be very, very careful with also that. And as a first-time mom too, when your baby sleeps, please try and also sleep. When your baby sleep, please do your best. Even if you don't feel like sleeping, just lie in the bed, just stretch yourself, relax yourself, because sometimes you think your baby is sleeping, so this is the time I need to, do the cleaning, I need to do this, I need to do that, you are just stressing yourself out. Please try and relax. We want our homes to be clean. We want, everything to be as perfect as we were when we were single or when you were with your husband alone. Now the baby is in, so you need to adjust the time and start back. When the baby sleeps and you think you need to rest, you are tired and you need to rest. Please do your best and rest. Thank you.
Sleep when your baby sleeps, and then do everything. You are not a superman. These beautiful mommies have told us you are not a superman. Assign something to somebody to help you, so that you also gain a little bit of strength to take care of the family. It is all about balancing, not putting everything on somebody, but you balance it. When you need help, you can ask somebody to help you. Let me ask. I remember that just yesterday this question was answered when we were having a session about motherhood. But let me ask you, these beautiful ladies, when it comes to pregnancy and parenting, which one is harder? Pregnancy and parenting. Lady Portia.
I will go with parenting. I will go with parenting. I agree with everyone who says parenting is harder. I agreed with the speaker yesterday, and I was like, you know what? You are right. Because pregnancy is a 9 months journey. It's done and over with. The 9 months is gone. But parenting is a long time. Sometimes even so the babies are 30s and even 40s, you're still a parent. You know, you're still dealing with them, still trying to help them with their life and sort things out for them. So parenting is very hard. And in my personal experience, as I said, I'm a very independent person. So imagine having 3 children. I have to, become a bit flexible, become a bit considerate of their needs than my own. I'm a type of person that I work very fast, I move very fast. I like everything fast, 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 fast. Sometimes people tell me, do you even, I talk fast. I'm even making a lot of effort not to talk fast because I know people are listening as well. So I'm a type of person that now I'm having to slow myself down because I've got 3 people that I have to take care of and consider in everything that I do. And at times it can be very frustrating because I'm the type that I want to up and go and think and do things very quickly, but it's not happening like that. I have to be patient. Sometimes I'm shouting at them and screaming, people need to learn to be fast. You need to move fast. Let's go, let's get to that. And I have to sometimes remind myself. One thing I'm always saying, I'm saying right now is I thank God for the people in my life. To be very honest, they've been a blessing in my life. Despite my being independent and not needing them physically and all that, they've been there for me emotionally. They've been there to support me through all sorts of emotions. And I have friends and my sisters. I'm from a family of 5, 1 boy. I'm a twin, so I have 4 sisters. So you can imagine how it is. So I have my sisters and my friends pointing out to me, you need to slow down. Their kids always telling me, let them be kids, let them be kids, let them be kids, because sometimes I forget. Sometimes I forget because I'm that kind of focused and very independent and want things in certain ways. So being a mother, I've had to give up some of these things. And like Elsie made in her comment, strong woman on heels. You'll see me on my heels when I'm pregnant, but it gets to a point that I have to put the heels down and then, deal with the kids on their level. So some of these things you have to make sacrifices, and it's hard. And for people like, let's say myself, it can be very, very hard because you are having to change everything about yourself, everything that you know, everything that you're comfortable with to accommodate this life that rely on you. And though sometimes we will feel that, we are making too much sacrifices, but they are not enough sacrifice. Motherhood is nothing to think, oh my God, my life has been changed, my life has been ruined. No. You can't do enough for your child. You can't do enough for your child because first of all, you brought them into this world. It was you who made that choice, you who made that process. So you brought them to this world. So they're your first priority. If you need to put yourself at the last, you need to make that sacrifices. And I use this opportunity to say something little about the stay-home mom that I mentioned earlier, and I wanted to talk about, right? Talking about mothers and the sacrifices that we make. Okay, my experience being a stay-home mom has been, people can be judgmental. People think that stay-home moms are not, they are not working, they are lazy, they are just, not doing much, and they look down on stay-home moms. I would say if you are doing that, stop it. You do not know their story, first of all. You don't know what they are going through, what has brought them there. Because in my case, it wasn't even by choice. It was circumstances that made me a stay-home mom. But even if it's the person's choice, it's their choice. So it's not up to you to be judgmental about. Though I would say if you make that choice, you need to make it don't make it lightly, because at some point the children will grow, they'll be out of the home, and you have your own life to now live. And the question will be, what life are you going to live without the children? Okay, and that brings my second experience with being a stay-home mom into what I'm saying, limitations. We stay-home mom, we feel we are limited. We are not limited. Being a stay-home mom does not mean that you are limited. You can't do anything. Being home doesn't mean you can't do anything. There are so many things that you can do. Like I said, I mentioned all sorts of roles at the beginning that I do. And I know some people will be asking, how can she be a stay-home mom and have all those roles?
Yeah.
It's very possible. It is very possible. I personally self-trained myself in events planning and decoration. I did have the background in fashion and textiles and visual art and all that, But event decoration is something that I never did until I stayed. I stay home mom, and I used my time to investigate, to research into the industry and train myself in it. So you can train yourself with your time. Being a stay home mom, you can do online courses. There's so many things that you can do. These online courses don't don't quite mind. They are at your own pace and your own timing. Okay, I have a lot of qualifications right now as I speak to you that I can work in so many industries, and sometimes some of them are really off what I'm interested in. But every knowledge is important. There's no knowledge that is wasted. You can apply it in anywhere. I'm the type that. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. I'm very skilled and gifted in so many things that I take interest in. Okay, it doesn't go to waste. Right now, I'm at the point whereby if I go into support work, I'll be supporting people in their own life, and all these things will come into play. All the knowledge that I've acquired will come into play. So nothing is wasted. Even if it's something that you want to do that you are not getting access to do it, whilst you are home, you can do something else. You can try something else. You never know. You might even be more good at it. You might even really like it. So don't think that you are limited. Don't limit yourself. God hasn't limit us, so don't limit yourself. If somebody like me, I found my way around how ministry, because I didn't know much when I started my ministry. I was a very young girl. I was 23, new graduate in a new country. I didn't know anyone. I didn't know anything at all, and I just came into ministry, so it's kind of like entrusted into me. Okay, so if somebody like me started from nothing at all, 0 point, and I've come this far, and I'm still like calling myself a stay-home mom with all these qualifications, with all these experiences, with all these roles that I'm playing, then you can do even better. You can do more than I have done. So let's not limit ourselves. Let's not think that we are stay-home moms and we can't do anything. There's a whole lot that we can do. If you can't, you are not ready for the formalities, the business world, start from an informal place. The church is a very good place. I'll encourage you. The church is a very good place to start. Okay, the church is a very good place. There's so many roles you can play in the church that will build yourself, will help you to improve yourself, who you are, and be ready for what's the business world when you are ready to get out there.
Wow. It is a desire of every woman to have a quality time with the family and also not miss any milestone or growth process of their children. So as Lady Portia said, you don't see somebody and judge that the person is a stay-home mom. You don't know what the person is going through. You don't know what the person is doing in her closet. Lady Doreen, what do you have to say about it?
Oh, I think Lady Amma has said it all. And pregnancy, for a short while, for a period, but parenting is forever. So I think parenting is very, very, it's the hardest. It's the hardest. You never finish till you die. You never finish till you die. So I believe parenting is the hardest.
Parenting is the hardest.
They both have their challenges, but parenting is much stronger.
It is said that it is a higher calling. And even taking care of children does not only mean preparing tons of food in the house and changing diapers. It's a whole ministry on its own. So you don't look down upon somebody. Pregnancy is only for a while, but parenting, I think we never finish. It can never end until maybe God calls you. Parenting is an everlasting profession that any woman can do. As I said, these two ladies they have a ministry with children. So I want to ask them, at least from a mother's perspective. Lady Amma, you are also a mentor and a teacher for kids in church. There are certain things our children may not tell us. There are certain things you will see in them that we will not see. So I would like to ask, what are some of the things or some behaviors or where you think mothers should sit up on or they should have another approach on, and how should they go about it? I believe some children might even have confided in you something that they may not have told their parents. So, can you help us on that, Lady Amma?
Right. I'll first say love. Love. I think yesterday it came up in our section. We mothers, we Africans, we are not affectionate. We are not the showing of love kind of people. Our culture and our upbringing doesn't teach us that. But these children, we need to show them. Sometimes they are so insecure. Sometimes they don't have the confidence because we don't tell them. What I do is I correct you and then I love you. So 1 minute I'm shouting at you, a few minutes I'm calm and I'm saying how much I love you and I love you and all that. We should learn to do it together. We should learn to show them love. And sometimes they're not too old to cuddle. Sometimes give them a hug, tell them, hey, you're my big girl. My second in command when I'm not there. I tell my oldest, you're my second in command when I'm not there. You are the boss. Let them know how much you appreciate them, how much you love them. Let them build their self-confidence. Because some of these children really struggle with self-confidence. They can be smart, they can be up there, but then the littlest things, and then they are doubting themselves, and then they are questioning themselves because they are not getting that praise, they are not getting that constant, and being told how good they are. I don't say don't overdo it, but learn to do it, to balance it in a way that they are so assured of themselves and who they are, and how to deal with people. The second thing I would mention is their interests. We always underestimate children's interest. The child right from 1 year old can show that they are very interested in this, they are gifted in this area. Like I said, I'm a mentor and a trainer, and I've been blessed to be gifted in the ability to identify potentials and these skills and talents in children. Okay, sometimes it's there, it's very obvious, you can see it, but you're not doing anything to encourage the child to grow it. It's the way of mothers. Like yesterday, it came up. The child will destroy a toy, and all you think about is how they destroy the toy. But they are exploring. Today in my class, one child was telling us how when we eat and it goes into the body, how it's digested and all that. She got it all wrong, but immediately as she started, I was like, that is our doctor. That is our doctor. And at the end of the lesson, we ended up discussing how we take in food, the digestive system and all that. And I didn't know much. And one of the boys there that I would say you underestimate knew everything about it. He's about 7, 8 years. He knew everything about the digestive system. And I even forgot because, sorry, I was running behind time to make it up for this program. So I was going to talk to his mother about, his knowledge on what we came up in children's service. But sometimes a lot of things come up with children, and then sometimes we just hush them. We just tell them, no, don't talk about it, don't do it, don't, it's causing too much troubles and stuff like that. No. Let's encourage them. It's not everything that we will encourage them. Just be smart about it, be wise about it. But the ones that we know that are productive, that are beneficial, let's encourage it. Even if they are not making sense, make sense out of it. Because they are still children, they are still finding their way. Sometimes, they are saying things that are off topic. You just need to calmly direct them back to the topic and tell them, oh, this is what we are talking about. Concentrate. Tell them what's important. Listen. Make sure you understand. Ask questions. But let them bring out their interest. Let them be themselves, encourage it, grow it. I would say that is very important. And like you said, as a Sunday school children's service teacher, one of the struggles that I encounter is that the children do not recognize that is a classroom as well. And the same rules and the same regulation that applies in the former classroom applies in that classroom. So I would say to us mothers, as parents, that we should show interest in what the children are doing in church when they come to church. When they come home, just ask them one question. Just ask them what went on in there. Let them say one word. I am the type of person, I mentioned earlier on, very funny, like the way that I am, if you know me, you know that I don't have the Bible in my head, that I'll be able to quote all that to you. That is why I say don't limit yourself. When I'm teaching, when I'm talking, and all that. I'm not that how do I say it, proper or like, in a procedure. I don't follow a process and stuff like that. Today in my class, I have one of my training teachers, a very young lady, and she was asking, "Are you doing the lesson?" Because like the children said to me, they don't want to do the lesson. We're discussing Paul, and they said Paul is boring, Paul is not interesting. They don't want to talk about Paul, and they were able to convince the young teacher last week not to do Paul. So we just started having a conversation. It was just casual conversation, and I was stripping in the lessons, and at the end of it, we had the whole story done. And I asked them like, okay, what did I say? What did they learn? And they said everything to me. And I said to the young trainee that, you see, the story has been done. They didn't even realize that we've done the story. So sometimes you need to just find ways to bring their attention to it, that there's a reason why we go to church. It's important. It's part of our life. It's a classroom as well. When they come in there, they need to take what they are being taught there serious. And you can only show them by example, by asking them, what did you learn today? What did you do today? Even if it's just the food that they came to eat that they will tell you. That's the best part of children's service. At least they were there, they were ready, they didn't recognize what they eat. They knew they had crepes and they had drink in there. They're able to tell what drink they had. It means that they did pay attention to something, So even if it's that, please, mothers, I'll encourage us, let's ask them so that they will take more interest in what they are doing there, what they are learning. Because it's not just the Bible we are teaching them, there are little things that we are teaching them in there that will benefit them. And even the Bible and the Word of God is our life manual. It's our life manual. Everybody who has made it or celebrated things, so most of them started from the church. So how are the children going to make it if they are not getting that foundation in the right place? So please, I'll encourage us, let's pay attention to that and let's be interested in what they do in church.
Wow, all too soon. Our time is far gone. But let's hear from Lady Doreen. Lady Doreen, you are also a teacher of the kids. What do you have to say to us as mothers that we bring our children for you to teach them? What should be some of the things that we should look out for or we should do to help you also in your work?
Okay, one thing I would like to add to what Lady Amma has said is like the parents not recognizing that the children are coming to a classroom. Sometimes they come empty-handed with no Bible, with no notepad, with no pencils. It's just like we are coming to church, so you just dress up the child and you bring the child to Sunday school. You just drop that child to the Sunday school class and off you go. As children, they are learning. As an adult, when you go to Bible studies, you have your notepad, you have your Bible. It's a teaching, it's a learning process. The children too are also in the same learning process as we prepare them to go to school. So you have to prepare them when you are coming to church. You need to prepare them like mentally, physically. They should be much prepared with their notepad, with their pencil, or anything that you want them to, write with. Their Bibles, they have to come in their Bibles, And even sometimes you will give children assignments. They will go home, the parents won't ask anything, were you giving an assignment? What, as Lady Amma said, you ask them what they learned in Sunday school. It's like a school, it's like the formal school that they go. This is something, it's a manual, it's something that needs to build them up, it's something that you want your children to grow with. So you have to also get involved. When they come, if we have this assignment that we've given to the child, you help the child with the assignment, Sometimes they will come and they won't even, the thing that you've written, you've managed to write it on the paper for them to take it home, for their parents to help them. At times you also have to call in the parents, just to tell them that, oh, your child was given this and this and that, could you please help? It's something that I don't think we have to even take a phone to call parents. Parents, you need to embrace yourself. You need to get prepared because it's the Word of God. If you want your child to grow in the Word of God, you also need to help, build the child up with the Word of God.
Wow. You are hearing from the teachers, mothers. Let's do our part also to help them, to help our children. Lady Amma, can we have your final words?
My final words. From all I've said, I would finally say it's important that we let people in, especially on the pregnancy, training children, the delivery, the whole aspects of pregnancy and its experiences. Let people in, let people be able to help you, and let God in. It's a time that you need God. It's a time that you really need God to be part of your life. It's a time that you can really build your relationship with God, because as you go through that journey of trials and challenges and pains and all that, you get to know yourself. You get to know the real inner you, the person that is you are, because children makes us different. They make us better, you know. So if you don't let people in to come to know you, to share your experience with you, bond, bring that family close together, and if you don't let God also in as well, then your whole experiences, to me, will be limited. Will be very limited, and you end up at some point, regretting, looking back and wishing that you have done things differently, because it's not at the last minute that you're going to call on somebody that you didn't need in the beginning, or you didn't, make a part of it all. It's not at the last minute that you're going to cry on God for something. You make them all part of your journey and your experience. And I believe you get to the point whereby you'll be able to share your own experience with us, like we have, and be able to share with you.
Wow, thank you so much. Lady Doreen, your final words.
My final words are to the partners and our birth partners, that they should be our second eye. After labor, we are already tired. So I think if they are there with us, they should be able to, if something is not going on with the baby and all those things, like as I said with my baby's jaundice, if we had pointed it out, earlier, it wouldn't have, gone to that extent. So I would like to say our partners who go into labor with us, they should be our second eye. They should be able to point out, identify, all things that it's happening, not even with our babies, even with sometimes you could see there are certain changes in your wife, and you have to be able to point it out, openly to the clinicians and to the medical teams and stuff. So I'm just advising them that they should be our second eye during labor. And I would also like to tell all moms that please, please, please do your best to take the children to children's centers and parks and the libraries. We have a lot of activities there that they do for the from birth to 5 years or 6 years, if I'm not wrong. A lot of activities that helps our children. Here in UK, sometimes the children start nursery at 3 years. But before nursery, we have a lot of activities there that they've planned, they've structured, that you can call in and who can take the children in there to learn before they get to the nursery. Because at times, if they get to the nursery, there are certain things, they are not familiarized with. But if you take them there, they get involved with certain things that they don't know. By the time they get to the nursery, they already know. So please, mommies, please don't let us keep these children in these four corners. They get tired, going back and forth. These four walls is not going to help. So at least I know some of us are career women. We have off days, we have free time. So you structure your time to the extent that you'll be able to take these children to such programs. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, beautiful ladies, for coming to share your pregnancy diary with us. We have been informed, we have been inspired, we have been encouraged, and we know we will make informed choices. To our beautiful viewers, we say we thank you. Thank you, family, for spending all this time with us. Motherhood is a choice we make every day to put someone else's well-being ahead of our own. Sometimes we don't even know whether we are doing things right or not. But we know one way or the other, God prepares us for it. And so, from the Inside Studios and on the Virtuous Women's program, I say thank you so much and make a date with us next time. God richly bless you. Bye.